What my 3 and 4-year-old do, they just hand me their trash and stuff. Alright. So here's I thought it was kind of a mathish meme. That's Kramer from Seinfeld. He's like in a little bit. Some funny characters there. Today we're going to talk about 3x3 determinants. So a 3x3 determinant, a little bit more challenging than a 2x2 determinant, which means Kramer's rule is then a little bit more challenging as well. So don't write this down, but I just want to kind of show you what's happening here. This is just a picture I took out of the textbook. This is the formula for finding the 3x3 determinant, which as you can see is a little more challenging than just doing like cross multiply, subtract, cross multiply. A lot more stuff going on here. There's actually two ways to find the 3x3 determinant. This way is the way that we'll primarily use, but if you want to do the other way, that's fine. This one basically turns the 3x3 into a bunch of 2x2 determinants, which we know how to do. So I want to show you the pattern here. The first A11 just stands for first row, first column. Notice is right here. Okay. And then these four other numbers that go here. 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3. Notice it's these four numbers. Those four numbers are not in this column and also not in this row. So that's where these four numbers are coming from. And then we have a minus. And then our next one is A12, which is right here. And then you'll notice the numbers inside of this determinant are these numbers and these numbers. Okay? And those come from the fact that they're not in this row or this column. So these four numbers go there. And then the third one, A13, right here. And then as you would expect, these four are these four, which are the ones not in this row and not in this column. Can you see what's happening there? All right. So we're going to take these numbers on the top, and then the numbers in the determinant are the ones that are not in that row and not in that column. Okay. So you don't need to write this out. It's just more of like a, here is what it is, and we're going to do a few of them. Right? But all this just gets confusing if you write out all those little subscripts. So let's do one, and then I'll show you the other way too if you want to try the other way. Anybody ever done this before? Okay. Some students from Lakewood today like done this before. Anybody from Lakewood here? All right, so we're going to start with just the first element, first row, first column. We're going to write that. So we D equals 2. That's our first one. And then we're going to do a determinant in 2 by 2. And it's going to be the four that are not in this row and not in this column. Don't actually scratch them out on yours, but we're going to do these four because they're not in this row and not in this column. So they're going to be the determinant of 5, 6, 1, negative 9. The first one, we're not going to put a positive or negative. It's positive, but of course if this was a negative number, it'd be negative. But then we're going to always do a minus sign next. Just the pattern that will always be the case. So a minus. And then we're going to move over to the next one. It's a negative 1. So minus and then negative 1. And then the determinant of the other four not in this column and not in this row. So we're eliminating those. We're doing these four. Negative 2 and 0. 1 and negative 9. And then our third one, move over to 3. We're going to exclude this row and this column. So then it's a plus 3 times the determinant of negative 2, 0, and 5, 6. Plus minus plus. And then it's just going to be doing 3 of these 2 by 2 determinants. You can do part of this in your head if you're doing it in your head. That's perfectly fine. You get the 2 there, and then parentheses is going to be negative 45. I'll apply this way. Minus 6. If you want to do that in your head, you can. You can just write negative 51. It's fine. This is a double negative, so I'm going to write it as a plus 1 times negative 2 times negative 9 is positive 18. Minus 0 times 1 is 0. Plus 3 times negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Minus 5 times 0 is 0. And if you just want to do those in your head, that's fine, especially when you have the 0 there. It's easy. So then this becomes 2 times negative 51 plus 1 times 18 plus 3 times negative 12. I would probably just skip the black stuff. Right, and then we go ahead and combine these. Negative 102 plus 18 minus 36. You can get some pretty big numbers on these. So if you get a number in the hundreds, it's okay. Put this together. I think we get negative 120. Did the math, right? Anybody get a different answer? So there's another way you can do this. I'm going to show you, but if it's confusing, just ignore what I'm saying and just stick with this method. I'll show you this other way. So people like to do it this way. I don't know if it tells you this in your book or not. But what you can do is you can take these first 3 columns, and then you rewrite the second 2 columns next to it. So 2, negative 2, and 0. Negative 1, 5, and 6. You rewrite those. And then you're going to do some diagonal multiplication. You do 2 times 5 times negative 9. So start here. It's going to be 2 times 5 times negative 9. Plus negative 1 times 1 times 0. This is the way you did it?
Yeah.
And then plus 3 times negative 2 times 6. Not done yet. This is just like the first sum. So we do all of this minus the second sum. The second sum goes backwards. We start over in this corner. Negative 1 times negative 2 times negative 9. Plus 2 times 1 times 6. Plus 3 times 5 times 0. Then you don't have to do this. You don't even have to write it down. You can choose either method. If this method makes more sense to you, or if you've seen this before and you'd rather do this, you'll end up getting the same answer. I think this one just looks a little bit more confusing, but both work. We've been doing a lot of 2 by 2 determinants, so it's kind of why I went with that one. We should get the same answer if we do it this way. Let's see, negative 90 plus 0 minus 36. Minus negative 18 plus 12 plus 0. See if we end up getting the same answer here. This is negative 126. This becomes minus 6 plus 6. Yeah, so we get negative 120. So either way gives you the same answer. Choose whichever method works for you and stick with it. And one other way that we can do this one you do need to know how to do, is you can actually do this on your calculator. So I want you to be able to do these by hand, but then I want you to check your answers with a calculator. So grab out a calculator. We're going to check our answer. Even though we did it 2 different ways and got the same answer, calculators are the best way to do it. So we're going to plug this in. We're going to go to the same matrix screen that we went to before. If you forgot, you're going to do seconds, and then the x to the -1, which is matrix. And you're going to edit. Go over to edit, and then just click on A. We're going to do a 3 by 3, so if it's not 3 by 3, go ahead and just enter 3, enter 3. And then we're going to enter that matrix. I'll type it in up here if you didn't write it down. It's kind of hard to see up here. For some reason this got blurry. We're looking at something about my contacts and glasses on. Alright, so go ahead and plug it in, and then do second quit. So we just need to plug in one matrix. Don't worry about the second one. And then you're going to go back to your matrix menu. All the stuff we're going to do is on the matrix menu. Second matrix. And this time you're going to go over to math. Math has all the operations. And probably want the one that says DET, right? Probably means determinant. A good guess, right? The DET stands for determinant. And then we got to go back to the matrix screen one more time. Second matrix. And then just select matrix A. Enter on A. Doesn't matter if you close your parentheses, you can if you want to. Enter, and we get -120. We'll try it again on the next one if you got lost there. But you do all the things on the matrix screen. First, you edit it, go over to matrix edit, enter it in, second quit. Then you go back to the matrix screen, over to math, determinant, back to the matrix screen, select the matrix A, enter. All right, I want you guys to try this second one on your own here. Choose one of the methods. Don't just do it on the calculator. You got to do it by hand. But choose one of those and see what answer you get, and then put it in there on pair deck problem here. Try to figure that out. Then you can check your answer on calculator. Looks like most people landed in their right answer there that entered. Your answer should be 122. Your answer. One thing to notice, a little shortcut here, is this second one was 0 times the matrix, right? The determinant here. Since this is 0, you don't even need to do this work because you're going to multiply by 0 anyhow, so it's going to be 0. If you ever get that case 0 times something, you don't need to do that work. It would be, what, 12 minus 16, negative 4. But it's just going to be 0 because you're going to multiply by 0 anyhow. So we get 3 times 22, which is 66. 0, negative 1 times negative 56, which is 66. And then you can definitely check it on your calculator as well. And you do get 122. I think you can handle that. There's another one, or good. All right. If you do need some help, definitely ask. But I've got just 4 problems for you to try. Hopefully, you guys can get these done before you leave. Would be the goal. And in your book, I want you to make sure you show that you're doing it by hand. So please show this much, and then check your work with the calculator. Show this, at least this much, and then plug it in the calculator. Check your work. If you want to work with someone, definitely fine. Work together, talk through it. It's good. And I think it's already up there. Yeah. And your picture of it is there too. So it's going to be these 4 of the 3x3s.